Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. So I switched my rigs around. We just finished checking out the 7950x 3D on QUBIC for some hash rates. Now I swapped them around and we got the 7950X. So I'm also going to try a couple things different. So we already know basic parameters based on that one. All CPUs will perform the same at this point. 2 sticks versus 4 sticks. We found out that 2 sticks did perform the same as 4, except 2 obviously did use less power. XMP profile off, did lose a bit of hash, so running that with XMP profile on did boost it. Also, it was more efficient that way as well. And then with 1 stick of RAM, it kind of sucked. But regardless, I'm also going to switch this around to the same settings as the 3D version and see what it kind of looks like there. Right now, this is at 4.5 at 0.93 volts. So I'm going to see exactly, what this one is looking like here, obviously. But also the other pool, QUBIC Solutions, has a new miner out that increases hash rate even more. So I'm also going to try a different pool with this rig and see what the difference is. So starting off here with those base settings, we are about 131 ITs. And it's looking like 153.5 to 0.8 watts. So we're using quite a bit more power than the X3D version based on these settings. All right, so we got our baseline down. Now I want to adjust everything so that it is the same as the X3D. So I'm going to take my clock and I'm going to move this back into auto. Oh, I don't have a mouse hooked up, so this could take a few seconds extra than it should take. So we're just going to scroll up here till we do get to the auto. Right, uh-oh. Where's auto? Come on, I want auto. There we go. So we're in auto mode here. We're going to leave Expo 1 on. And we're going to continue using high memory bandwidths because this does seem to be the better option. Now I'm going to change my vCore back to auto as well. So we're going to go auto here. And now I'm going to come into my settings here. We're going to change a few things around. One being, I think it's AMD right here. Is it SMU? So eco mode, I'm going to enable eco mode here. And now I'm going to come in. I don't think, yeah, so this is a manual. I'm not sure what to set that, but you can gain more efficiency even on the 3D version by setting a lower TDP. So that's more things I do still have to play around with here, but that's all I got to do here now is enable eco mode. Now I want to go adjust that boost parameter. So we're going to go adjust our curve here, AMD overclocking, accept, and I'm going to go down to precision boost overdrive. We're going to enable this to advanced, and now I'm going to go to curve optimizer, and now I want to have a negative core of 30. Now I don't know if this one's going to run at 30, but I guess we're going to find out. But we will be at the exact same settings as the 3D version. So now I'm going to hit F10. We're going to hit OK. Let's see what things look like. All right, so we are about 128 ITs per second. So we did lose a little bit. Let's see what our power is looking like. So we did drop some power there. We are down to 145.2.4 watts. All right, so I moved over to QUBIC Solutions, and holy crap, you can see we're around 109 to 192 ITs now. Let's take a look at our power. Power is up a decent amount at about 169.6. Our stock clocks that I used for Random X and everything on the 7950 non-X, we were about 131 hashes, we can see, versus the X3D. We did lose a decent amount. We also used quite a bit more power than the 7950X as well. We're 141.1 versus 153.8 on the 7950X. That was a hash to watt ratio of only 0.851. So then I went in and I tried the exact same settings as I do use on the X3D. We did lose some hash at 128 ITs here. We're using 145.5 watts, so we did drop the power a little bit. And our efficiency here, a hash to watt, was 0.879. Now here's the big thing. I moved over to QUBIC Solutions. Remember, guys, each pool has their own miner, and they did tweak their miner this morning to increase hash rate. So now we are seeing on the other pool here 192 ITs per second. So I'm very interested to see, how well does the X3D do now on the other pool here. Maybe next week I will try that. There's more on this later on in the video about the hash rates and stuff like that. We got 169.6 on the power here, watts at the wall. That works out to be a hash to watt ratio of 1.132. So on the QUBIC.li pool, obviously we can see the X3D is better than the 7950X, but moving over to QUBIC Solutions, which I haven't tried the X3D on yet, we are seeing big performance gains on this using their specific miner. Now, profits for that, if those numbers tend to be real here, we are seeing on the 7950X over $6, $6.22 per day on free power at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. That is actually $5.77 if you're finding souls. Remember, guys, solo mining, luck is a huge factor. If you don't find a soul every day with that CPU, then obviously you are not getting this. But then the next day, maybe you find two. You never know. Solo is crazy. Now, I just want to come back to this and talk to you a little bit about this. This is giving me a lot of Duro vibes where we're seeing such different hash rate swings and power between them all. Now, if you guys have mined Duro in the past, you guys probably know what I'm going to get into and what I'm talking about here. But when Duro first came out for the Astrobot V3, so their third fork there, they were only getting about, say, 8 kilohash on a 3900X or so. And then a new miner emerged that was doing about 16 kilohash, so over double. But when I did a head-to-head with 6 rigs on each, I found that the original miner that was only doing half the hash rate found twice as many blocks every single day, 3 days in a row, which was proving that the higher hash rate was just a gimme to get people to flood and use that miner for a dev fee and things like that. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, there's a lot of testing need to go on. This is fairly new and how this works with the epoch switching. We are kind of testing head-to-head right now. I am on the .li pool. I do know some other people that have pretty close to the same hash, so we're just kind of keeping a track on things to see how many blocks are being found on each side, and then we'll have an idea, you know, is the miner producing what it should, or is it this there to show you that there's a lot of hash rate and it's not really finding the soul? So this is a big question we got to get to the bottom of, and it's going to take a few weeks to actually come down to those numbers. But based on hash rate alone, it is looking like the solutions pool is the way to go about it. Now, I think they only support CPUs, but maybe they have GPUs as well. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But so far, this is what the numbers look like. The 7950X versus the 7950X3D. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.